On the small island of Schiermonnikoog, this beach restaurant is well known. But these residents haven't come to enjoy the view, but to plan their next demonstration. They're protesting against plans by the Dutch government to drill for gas in the North Sea. The platform will be just 20 kilometers north of their island.
It's the state who issued the permit, and the state is the one who will reject our appeals. So that's just to clarify their position. We're now going to make a drawing on the beach to show our solidarity with Borkum, that we are against drilling for gas in the North Sea.
Borkum is a German island located 30 kilometers east of Schiermonnikoog. The gas field straddles the border between the two countries. But for now, on the German side, there is still no go-ahead to drill for gas in this area. This resident of the Dutch island is German. He hopes this protest will increase pressure on the authorities of his home country. The region of Lower Saxony was opposed to the project, but reconsidered its position after the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Right now, we shouldn't be taking more fossil fuels out of the earth and starting a new project. This simply sends the wrong signal.
To the south of the island lies the Waddenzee, a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
The Wadden Islands are especially known because they're feeding grounds for birds. Because of the tidal movements, the islands are submerged for part of the day and above the water for another part of the day. The gas drilling could lead to land subsidence, through which the land could become submerged permanently and the birds would lose their feeding ground.
Marijke loves the peaceful island where she was born and raised, but she hesitated to join the protest today. She knows how reliant the population is on gas.
I remember when gas arrived here. I grew up with a gas bottle next to the stove. And then gas was piped onto the island from the mainland. It was a party. And I still use it. I can't do without it. So I find it a very tricky subject. But we're also in an energy transition, and there are other ways to generate power. We're at a turning point.
Today, however, the message is loud and clear. No drilling for gas, not in front of Schiermonnikoog, nor Borkum. After taking part in the protest on the beach, Ilja returns to the small town hall where she works. The Dutch government last summer issued a license for the exploitation of the gas field, set to start in 2024. The local authorities in Schiermonnikoog have been vocal about their opposition to the project, but are powerless to stop it. But Ilja hopes their resistance will make its mark on future decisions.
Of course, it is frustrating that as a local authority you disagree with your own government. On the other hand, we see that we are not alone in this. Also within the government, there is now discussion about whether we should be giving permits for this. Should we want this? Should we want more fossil fuels?
This is the company which has obtained the license. Their CEO plans to start drilling next year. He says the operation adheres to the strictest environmental requirements.
The business of offshore gas developments has been in place for 60, 70 years in the Netherlands. So whilst the concerns are understandable, I think we have the experience, the regulatory requirement is as such, that indeed the independent authority does come to conclusions that the impact is negligible.
The gas field could cover a third of Dutch annual consumption, but will also be used to heat German homes. This expert says the Netherlands needs to exploit smaller gas fields while it builds up more capacity for renewable energy.
We need quite some time to materialize this energy transition. We've now only 16% of renewable energy in the total mix, so that means that the majority is still fossil fuels. And the second thing is, well, it's better to have local production because the carbon footprint, of course, is lower, much lower than when you import it from other destinations.
This new gas field is a blessing for the Dutch government. 50 kilometers south of Schiermonnikoog, the exploitation of the Groningen gas field will have to cease within months. There, drilling for gas caused earthquakes.